Cochise County, and welcome to the Michael Zehr Show here at the Rising Eagle Studios at the Warrior Healing Center in Sierra Vista, Arizona. And today's date, and I'm not even looking at my watch, I know the date, I'm so proud of myself, is January 14th, 2022. I made sure to know the date. So I'm really excited about today's interview because I've been pestering Kathy. I said, look, I've been seeing this guy come into the Warrior Healing Center and do these really cool videos. He does them by himself. He's got a great sense of humor, interacts, makes you feel like he's part of the, yes, Eric, we're talking about you. So Eric Ziba is today's guest. Eric, thank you so much for joining us today.
Happy to be here.
Appreciate it. So I'm kind of excited, not kind of, I am excited to have you here today. So if I screw up a little bit, just be patient with me. It's just a little bit of nerves here. What I wanted to ask you to get things started is, real quick before I forget, because I always forget this. Anybody that is joining us, if you have any questions for either myself or Eric, please type them in the comment section, and we will be happy to answer those questions. And if you don't comment on the live stream and you comment after, I'm sure we'll check in on those too and be able to get back with you and maybe answer any questions that anybody may have for us. So having said all that, again, Eric, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Not a problem.
So what inspired you to join the United States military and serve our country?
First, before all that, if anybody's here on the live stream, since it's Michael Zehr and Eric Ziba, we're going with the attack of the killer Z's. So go ahead, drop Z's in the comments. Even if you're catching this on the replay, go ahead, drop Z's in the comments so that we know that you've been here, because, you know, we don't get to promote all 26 and we definitely don't get much more press than the other 25. So drop some Z's and let me see what's up.
Amen. I like that. That's cool.
So what got me inspired to join the military? And here's some of the surprises I have for you. Like I said earlier, I said, I've been looking over your page. That's right. I stalked you. So feel better that you have 2 extra set of eyes on you. I wear contacts, so we'll say 4. You were born in Illinois, correct?
Peoria, Illinois.
Peoria.
Yeah.
I am from Hammond, Indiana.
Oh, wow.
So I saw that you were, I want to say you were southeast. You went to a high school?
I went to high school in Napanee, a small Amish community.
Okay, right, because it's got the Amish over there more in Middlebury, over South Bend.
Exactly, yep.
Elkhart, yeah.
Uh-huh.
And I went to Morton, of course, and Hammond region native. Region rat. And, I just figured I'd bring that part, besides the last name Z.
Right.
Midwest native, especially Illinois, Indiana.
And we're always last when we get...
Always last unless it's something that we don't want to deal with.
Like shots?
It's like, exactly. When I got those anthrax shots, they're like going, you know what, Special Ziba, you can go first. Like, I don't want to go first.
Yep. Flip the script.
And also Cubs fans.
Yeah. All right. That's what I'm talking about. I love that. Go Cubs, go.
There you go. 2016.
Oh, I know. Wasn't that a great day?
That was a great
year.
Mm-hmm. Good times. Oh, loved it. So I joined the military back in, it's been that long. 1990, October of 1990. I could say there was a lot of different things. I was just looking for a new, fresh start. I was looking for, where I was going at in life right then. I wasn't going nowhere near the right direction. So I can't,
that sounds like me.
Like a commercial does. You see it once in a while, you see it again, then all of a sudden it sticks in your head. So the power of persuasion worked that day. The recruiter had no issues trying to get me. I was like going, yeah, sure. Maybe I should have done my studying more. If I knew then what I knew now, I would have studied a lot more. Hey, what's going on? How you doing?
Good morning, Winky.
Good morning to those in Lake Havasu.
That's where my dad's from.
Lake Havasu is a nice area, very nice area. We're going back there in April for the Havasu Half.
Oh, wow.
It's I want to say it's the water tower challenge. It's a half, and then you go into a 5K. Good times.
Yeah.
But yeah, I joined because I just wanted a different change, and I was hard set on the Army. My dad was in the Army.
I was going to ask if you had any family that had served.
He's a Vietnam vet.
Oh, wow.
So, I just went with that route, and I was like, I'll do a couple years and, just try to get back on my feet, see where I'm at, go from there. 23 and a couple days of change later, 23 years and a couple days of change later, I retire out the military in 2013 out of Heidelberg, Germany.
Germany. So was your dad in country then when you said Vietnam?
Yes, he was in country.
Wow.
He got back well since then, so
It's been a long time. What has it been, over 60 some years since we were over there, I think it was.
it's been a hot minute.
Yeah. So where were you living at the time when you joined? Were you in Hammond at that time?
I was still in Hammond. I was going to
Okay.
Purdue Cal. I wasn't focused on Purdue Cal, so that was failing for me as well. Normally I say I did good in high school. There might be some critics. I don't know. But I did good in high school. Not the best. I could have done better, and Purdue Cal proved that, yeah, you could have really done better. I was like, you're right, I need a change of pace. So I went that route, and I felt like those who were in the military will say, going, this wasn't the best decision. But overall, it was the best decision.
I disagree. Yeah, I think
It was the best decision.
I mean,
You'll have those disgruntled ones. But for me, it was the best decision. I mean, I went to Korea 3 times. I took the family
Wow.
on the 3rd tour. That was 4 years total. Went to Germany 3 times, 11 years total, in Kaiserslautern with 5th Maintenance Company, in Mannheim with 44th Signal Battalion, and in Heidelberg with USRA G6.
William.
G4. Hey, what's going on, Billy?
Thank you guys for joining.
That guy's a rock star. He's been last couple of years. He changed his life around. He's been from really no running to running marathons.
Wow.
And he's I forget what it was, and I know he's going to correct me because that's what he does best. And he's like, he's not totally blind, but he's got like that blind disease or something to that degree.
Right.
So he's been doing outstanding when he runs. He runs with someone, so you make sure that everything.
I was going to ask about how that worked with being what do they call sighted impaired, or
I know he's going to pop on here and he's going to say it. There it is.
Usher syndrome, legally blind and deaf.
There it is.
Wow.
But yeah, he's been doing amazing things, and that guy right there, I tell you what, amazing.
He is.
I went to high school with him, so he was on our cross country team, and
So you've known him a long time.
oh yeah, we go back. Ain't that right, Bill? We go back.
Well, thanks for joining us, William. Appreciate that. So when you joined what branch was it? Army, right?
Yes.
Okay, when
Yes,
you joined the Army, where did you go for like basic training, and what was your MOS and all that good stuff?
When I joined up back in, I did basic over at Fort Jackson, and then that was a good 8 months of basic.
8 months.
Izzy girl, you know Izzy?
No, I don't.
She's a little girl about this tall. She doesn't like when I say that.
Does she come in here?
She needs to come in here. She needs to come on when I do Team Rwb reports. So
Yes.
she needs to get a hold of me later because I'm doing one today.
Yes.
But Fort Jackson, eight weeks there, and then I went to Fort Gordon the first time because I came 31 kilo.
Which is?
Combat signaler.
Oh, wow.
So when it says who's going to lay the wire, I'm that guy. Which is funny because when I went to recruiter, I said to him, because like going, hey, I'm looking to do something to come in radio, television, or something. And they're going, oh yeah, I could get you into that. Combat signaler, laying wire. So yeah, you're on the radio now. Going, okay, you got me there.
But the thing is that you do have such a great personality. You'd be perfect for like what we're doing right now, being on air, and the Army. They have other ideas. They're like, well, let's put this guy where we think he needs to be, not where he wants to be.
It's like, we know this is what you want, but we know this is what we need to fill. So, but it's all right. I did that when I was in Kaiserslautern with 5th Maintenance Company, which was in K-Town. I'm not even trying to. It was first Daner Kasern.
Uh-huh.
And then eventually they moved, I want to say they moved out to, Grafenwehr.
When you enlisted, did they give you a choice of like your first duty station? Was that program still going on?
I did get that choice, so I
Mhm.
did manage to get Germany. So
Oh, you wanted to go there.
I did want to go there because,
Okay.
like I said, when I wanted a change of pace, I wanted a
You
big
wanted
change of
a
pace.
big change of pace.
And I got such a huge, big change of pace. That's where I met my wife there, as a matter of fact, in
Cool.
Germany. So I met her in January 91, which was my 92, January 92, because that was my 21st birthday. And she will never come in here and tell that story.
No?
No, because it was at a bar, so that's all I'm going to say.
Well, I understand they have really good beer in Germany.
They got excellent beer in Germany.
And that's probably why you wanted to go there. That's why a lot of service members want to go there, I think.
We've
And
been,
it's pretty country, I hear too. I haven't been there myself.
I love their system because they've got streets and all that, but they've also got a good system like walking roads on the side everywhere, and then you can bike routes, so you can go from town to town on bike routes and not even be on a road or anything. So there's always a secondary road.
And there's also the Autobahn, so you can always go like 120 some miles an hour when you want to.
Nothing's more humbling than driving in a Ford or a Chevy or something that's American considered doing 80 or 90 and then get passed by a third hand-me-down Opel station wagon looking at you like silly Americans should get off your road.
Yeah. Oh, so you know German very good, huh?
Nope, but I know it's what being said to me in a very upsetting manner.
Oh, okay. What I'm going to go out on a limb here and guess Germany, but I'm still going to ask the question. What was your favorite duty station?
Ooh, that is a good question. You know, no, actually, it's rather easy. Mannheim was my favorite one. 44th Signal Battalion out of Mannheim, Sullivan Barracks. That was we had a good tight knit group. We all worked well together. It was a good time overall, and learned a lot of things there.
Yeah.
Morning, Charlie.
Big Z. Charlie says good morning. Hug Rin for us.
Rin's my wife's nickname.
Okay, I figured it was. So, Mannheim, Germany, and you were there for how long?
I was there for 4 years, from 02 to 06. The other places that I was, because after Kaiserslautern the first time, I went back because when I re-enlist, they gave me the option to reclass. So I went from 31 Kilo to 29 Sierra, which was ComSec repair. And then through the years, as they do, the Army does, they condensed the stuff. So eventually they took 29 Sierra, they combined radio repair with it, made it 35 Echo. And then from 35 Echo, we were in the Signal Corps. They moved us out into the Ordnance Corps.
The what Corps?
Ordnance.
Oh, Ordnance. Okay, all right.
So then we went from...
What does that have to do with explosives?
Yeah, we asked that question. I mean, I don't know. Like, what are you guys doing at capacitor? Oh, it blew up. Well, your ordnance. No,
there you go. There you go. Blow capacitor. There you go. That's a good one.
And then we went from 35 Echo to 94 Echo, and that's where I retired as.
Now, how long were you in before your MOS changed? How many years were you in as the...
I went from 29 Sierra. I forget when the transition to Echo was. I want to say maybe after 98, maybe 95. No, I want to say 95, 96 because we went back because that's when we were going in the transition at the time. 94, 98 is when I was here at Fort Huachuca when I was part of 19 Signal Company.
Okay.
So I knew the area well. Before coming back. So yeah, that changed 94, 98. And then I want to say between 02 and 06, maybe early 02 is when we transitioned from 35 to 94. It was still the same. They just changed the numbers for more administrative reasons or whatever the case may be.
So for those that are out there that are watching that want to know a little bit of the romantic soft side of Eric, how did you go about courting your wife? You met her in a bar, and how did that play out?
Well, besides the first day, which was not going to be a win for anyone, it was 9 months of steadily, I don't want to say pursuing, and I don't want to wear out the word stalking because it wasn't stalking.
Right.
Sure. It was
her stalking you, or you stalking her?
Oh no, it was me stalking her because she was the one playing hard to get, which is again no surprise. Anybody who knows me, no surprise. And of course, back then we didn't have this popular technology to where you had to do it old school. You had to go out. Is she gonna be here? Go here. Wait for her. We go try to talk to her. How you doing? And then some days it could be a couple seconds. It could be a hello. It could be a good conversation. And then eventually a good conversation, 5 minutes. And then eventually that's because I met her in January 92. Eventually in September 92 is when we actually started dating.
Okay.
So then, and we dated for about a year. And we got married in September. I always say September 23rd, and it was really September 24th. Now, I know guys always get in trouble always forgetting the anniversary. But
man, you're in my head.
I'm the only one that got in trouble for remembering it the day before.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I remembered it, and I'm sorry I was early. We'll celebrate it 2 days. How about that?
Yeah, I was going to say, that way she gets 2 gifts. She gets one on the 23rd and one on the 24th.
Here's one for me being wrong, and here's one for us.
Yeah. And then you probably have to do one the next day saying for the apology for getting it wrong. So
you still mad?
Yeah.
I don't know why, but...
So what was it like after you got married? Like you mentioned that you had to go to Korea on 3 different tours. Did you get to take your wife with you at that time, or how did that go?
I took her on the 3rd tour. The first tour was 98 to 99. So it was
unaccompanied.
It was unaccompanied. It was like Korea. I'm sorry, we went to Germany. Then we were at Huachuca. So she stayed here at Huachuca for a year on unpost housing, and then I went there for a year unaccompanied. And then the second time, after a couple more moves, she was in Texas, where I went to Fort Hood twice. Really once, because the other one really counts as being in Iraq.
Well, if you were in ordnance, that would kind of make sense because they have artillery.
And the first one I was in 602nd Ordnance Company. So, but our section we worked on pure radio equipment and such. Where was I going with that? Oh yeah, second time was unaccompanied. 99, 01, 02. And that was during the time when 9/11 happened. So we were in Korea. So
you were in Korea when 9/11 happened?
Yes. And I was in an internet cafe bar. And by the meaning of that, it's just a whole bunch of internet cafe. And you just sit there. And that's when I was I seen it go down. And what's going on, Dave?
Good morning, Dave. Thank you for joining us.
Texas original right there. And after that, went there, and then like everything was going off left and right. So, because they figured everything was going there, so everything was going crazy. The third time when I took the family with me is when I was at 41st Signal Battalion, and that was also off Yongsan on Camp Coiner. So, we stayed at the off-post housing and the towers. That name I forget, but we went there for 2 years. So we were able to got some sightseeing, whatever we could.
Okay.
And she was able to. She picked up on. She loves the Korean culture. She also follows Japanese pop music, Korean pop music, J-pop, K-pop, and it was a good time.
When you were over there in Korea, you said your family, so you had kids too when you were in Korea, or you already had them when you went there?
We already had them.
Okay.
My son Gabriel.
Okay.
Be working today, I hope. He works over at Big Five.
Okay.
It was back in 93. She had him in Germany, so he came here in the States. So he's one of the rare ones that gets the dual citizenship of Germany.
Wow. You're in my head. I was going to ask you that question again. Man, you got me figured out.
I've done this a few times.
Yes.
So he went with us out there, and he liked it. He went to Seoul High School. That was on main post over in Yongsan, so it was a good time there.
When he was going to school in Korea, was it still? It wasn't Korean school, still, right? You're saying it was on
It
post
was on
or
post. They have the American
America?
schools, so
Did they have a big? Because I don't think a lot of service members would take their family to Korea. So would they have like a pretty good sized classroom? Would you think?
I had to do one time where I had a week, and we used the schools during the summer for EO training.
Okay.
Again, anyone who knows me, for me being in a class to become an EO leader, just go ahead and leave some laughs in the comments right now. That's another story. But no, they're what you'd expect from a regular American classroom. So with the little things of Korean culture added in,
So
and
they do that. Okay.
yes,
That's good.
as well as for American schools, because when we went back to Heidelberg, he was going to Heidelberg High School, now closed because of closures and all that such. But I think he was the second to the last class that graduated out of Heidelberg. So
Wow.
this is one of the things I feel bad for any dependents or anything that are like go to school, do stuff like that, especially overseas or whatever. If they ever have like, oh, let's have a 10 or 20-year reunion. It's not like me where I could say, oh, Morton's having a 20-year reunion, or
Yeah.
in my case, almost 30. Yeah. Where it's like, all right, we could get everyone together. For dependents, DOD, like they're all spread out. Where are you going to find them? It's
And
just, I think it's difficult. It's probably easy, but that's just something on the other side.
I'm just curious
Mhm.
because I never really explored this avenue about dependent children going to graduating. So when he graduated from the high school, did they have the same kind of like graduation ceremony that they have here in the States?
Yes, and what's good about that is for with states you could have them like mine, and that's why we're not Billy. For mine, and Bill can attest to this, we did ours in our auditorium, in Morton's auditorium, so it was in the school. For Gabriel's, we were on the German economy, and we went to one of the old, not castles, but one of the old, anything in Germany is an old building. It's like,
Right.
so it was like a big, huge theater auditorium or anything to that degree. So you had a whole bunch of German culture involved in that, and
Oh
they brought in
wow.
German bands and a couple others from within the country. So it was like intermixed and such. So it was always a very good presentation.
Wow.
I have some pictures of that on my Facebook page that I took. I'll have to highlight those and share those. And yes, my Facebook page is open. Just search for Eric Ziba, ERIK, and
With
you
the
should be able to
K.
find it with the K. I know who you meet there at Sandy's. All right, Dave, we can't tell that story. Well, actually, I don't want to tell that story because it boosts your ego. So,
You had mentioned that you came back here to Fort Huachuca. How did you end up getting that assignment?
when I retired out of Heidelberg,
Okay.
went back home to Indiana for about 6 months, and during that time, while writing out, because I got out in July, but my retirement was November 1st. So I was writing that all out, and I even had to take a hop back over to Germany because I was still doing classes. Because during the time in Germany, I finished my bachelor's in information assurance and then got my master's in information assurance out of
Wow.
University of Maryland, University College, which I think is now, they go by another name like Universal, but it's still UMUC. And during that time, I'm still like getting resumes and stuff together, trying to see what I can find or whatnot. And I'm coming close to December or late November, early December. Active duty money's run out. Now trying to get working with VA to see when that starts picking up. Working, looking around, going, well, I'm gonna have to look for something. So trying to find something around the region. And then I'm on Facebook, and I just happened like catch a bit of luck. Um, Someone I used to work with back here in Huachuca, Mark Caldwell, he was posting for this time for this contracting company who was working SNVC. It's
Okay.
like, hey, we're looking for someone who's dealing with working with this material. If you know of anyone, or if you're wanting to know. I'm like, wow, Mark, I ain't heard from him in a while. So I got on there, text him. I was like, he's like, send your resume, we'll look it over. We sent a resume, and apparently it was exactly what they were looking for.
Cool.
So a couple weeks later, it got me into the system. I get in the car, and we're out here January 4th of 2014.
And that was your first time being out here?
That was my second time being out here.
Second time.
First time I was here in maybe October 1994 to March of 1998 over at 19 Signal.
Okay. Oh, so you were with 19 Signal Brigade?
Company.
Okay.
Yeah, we
11 Signal Brigade.
There was the other two battalions, and then there was 11 Sig. So we were just one of those companies off to the side before I left. I left just as they were falling under. I want to say 504th. I may be wrong. I'm probably wrong, but they just fell right under another battalion before I left.
So then you did get stationed here. So you had some. Okay, because I remember earlier when I'd asked you, you had said that your wife stayed here while you went back over to Germany.
Yeah, she stayed on Davis Street, which is now that hotel that's there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's a pretty nice hotel, too, isn't it? It's big. They took up a lot of quarters when they did that.
Yeah.
Were you here before they started doing all of that renovation? Well, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, before that, because we were in the older housing, which they were like, looked like little ranch, one floors. Before they decided to like make the roofs were flat as opposed to what you would normally see.
And a lot of the quarters up there were duplexes. Where now I think aren't they all single family dwellings too?
I think so, because the one that we were in was like I like to say it was like a strip mall because it was like four units just all within the same.
Yeah. Just bringing back some old memories. That's just
good times.
A lot of changes, and then they changed the traffic flow up there and put in that extra traffic circle or two. Now you get lost going up there.
Yeah, when I came back here and I hit that circle, I'm like, what's going on? I'm like, I'm used to the circles. I've been to Germany and other places, but I wasn't expecting that here. And then I get that, and then I go to Bisbee. Like, there's a circle there, too. I'm like, all right, that's it. I don't know what's going on anymore.
All right, Dave, thank you for joining us for the time that you were with us there. Appreciate that.
All right, I'll talk to you later, Dave. Have a good one.
So now you're retired, and then you had said that you had moved out here for a contracting position?
Yes.
And you bring your wife, and did you just have Gabriel? Okay, so you and your wife and Gabriel, so you're out here. And what year did you come out?
We came out in 2014.
14, so you've been here ever since then? Cool. And what is it about our community in Cochise County that you love the most? What is like the...
Honestly, what I love about it is it's quiet. Compared to other places that I've been, compared to where I grew up, it's a quiet... Oh, no problem.
Oh, wow.
I will give you a text later because I got some things to run across you.
Is that not a great message? Winky said, I got to go, but thanks, guys, for everything you do. And Eric, thanks for being so good to our son and just being you. See?
His son's Justin. He's a good guy. Staff Sergeant Justin McShane.
Hi, Justin. Have you ever watched this?
He's over in Gordon now. He's an instructor.
Good morning, Laird. How you doing this morning? Laird is a
good morning
veteran that I interviewed a couple weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago or so. So, what other than the quietness here?
In quietness, I mean by just by where if I'm in Chicago or Hammond, then if I turn the news on or whatever, I'm guaranteed to see going, well, this happened and this happened and this happened. I turn on something here. I may see like one thing here, maybe a couple days later, one thing here. Or it's like, I like that aspect of it.
I think that our community doesn't have it has it, but I don't think it has the violence and the gangs and stuff like that that a lot of the bigger cities like in Chicago and what's going on there right now with all the killings there. It's just horrible. It's horrible.
The wife, she likes it too. Granted, she comes from a community, Germany, where there's a lot of greenery. So she likes a lot of shade. for when we're like going on walks or anything, because she likes to get up early in the morning and go on walks because they're cooler, because then when the sun starts beating down, then it's a little difficult. And just exactly what I was talking about. Okay, so I did introduce her recently. Once they just started bringing them back. Green Valley Pecan Company down. Do you know down by Green Valley? If you take I forget the street. There's a pecan company over in Green Valley area.
Okay.
And they sometimes have some 5 or 10K races going through their forest of pecans, where they're always where they grow this stuff. Their areas. So there's a lot of trees over there, a lot of irrigation, and let the water flow to go ahead and get their pecans growing and such. So it's a nice flat area, and she loves that. She always now since I introduced her to that, she wants to go to every one of those races. Just so he's like, it's cool. There's so many trees here. It's blocking the area, so I'm not having it beat on me. This is great. When's the next one? Like, well, just go ahead and talk to them right now.
Yeah.
Let's just get started.
Well, it's called Green Valley for a reason, right?
Why?
Because it's green. A lot of good greenery, a lot of good stuff you can grow there.
The things you learn every day.
Yeah. What is it? Is it like Indio, I think, has where they have like all the dates and stuff like that? I thought, wow, man, if I ever was single, I'd go there and get a bunch of different dates. I wouldn't have to use a dating app or anything like that, but it's edible dates. So.
Kills that.
Well. I didn't do that joke too well, but I tried.
No. It was a good delivery.
So, what community activities? Now, I know that you're into red, white, and blue, and I definitely want to touch on that.
Team Rwb, red, white, and blue. I am the deputy chapter captain, in case some of you people have not followed what I do every other week or month, depending on what the case may be. We enrich the lives of veterans through social, physical, and community activities. So we try to come together and put together different types of events, either it be a hike, either it be a ruck, a run. We're more than just a running organization, more than just a running group.
Explain. Well, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Explain to us what a ruck is real quick in case somebody doesn't know.
Ruck, if anybody has been out there, everybody's been on a hike or, just walking through maybe trails or whatever, or just walking along the street and just walk, or even like a hike. A ruck is when you put like a rucksack on your back and put some stuff in there, either like 15, 20 pounds, like whatever you're carrying, like some water or whatever. You're just carrying that, and that's where the ruck comes in.
Okay, thank you. I just wanted to ask because I knew what it was, but I wasn't sure if any of our...
And we'll also do other like social events. Like we'll have dinners, morning coffee, or we used to... bingo events over at VFW. Since we have one of our members, Justine, she is a member of VFW, so she normally does bingo. So whenever she does bingo, she likes to make a Team Rwb event out of it. We used to do like book club. We did one of those recently. Or sometimes we'll do community events. And community events means where we help out other veterans in the community whenever possible. Sometimes we'll join up with Co-Chiefs Serving Veterans.
Great organization.
And we will help out. Sometimes there's one time there was a veteran in need. He couldn't take care of his lawn at the time. It was all growing and there was stuff in there. So we went in there and helped him with that. We helped out another veteran maybe a couple months ago. Actually, 2 other veterans. One where he caught a house fire. His family caught, so we had to. We all came together and helped out with that.
I know that feeling.
Not only us, but some of the other organizations came out and helped as well. So anything to help out veterans. That's what we're here for. Our organization is the total cost. It's a big, huge cost of $3.99. So
$3.99.
No, free, yeah.
Oh, free.
Free, not the E, but the free.
Gotcha. And I even have my hearing aids on.
Yeah, I mean, when I put these out there, he's like, just come on out. Just
Yeah.
come on out. It's like
All it costs you is your time.
yeah, that's what it costs you, just your time. If usually some people like going there, our focus is you're just coming out the military. Uh, maybe you don't want you're trying to readapt into the community or whatever the case may be. At least you could be. We try to bring you out so you're around individuals who know where you've been. So we know how to talk to one another. So we know how to associate with one another so that you could be more comfortable in your surroundings until where you're to where you feel better where you're out and about. So at least if you're like going out and about, then you're with people like going, oh hey, what's up? Like, oh yeah, you know where I've been, so we're good.
Eric, is there anything that Team RWB or your organization does for like disabled veterans that may have like back issues or may have issues where they're walking or anything like that, but they can still somehow participate?
We have had some events. We will sometimes do a functional fitness to where you can, and by functional fitness, some people think going, well, you got to be able-bodied or whatever do that. Going, no, not exactly.
Okay.
It's like a low impact exercise. So you do what you can. If you can't do it this way, there's several other modifications to where you could do it to where it best suits you so that you're more comfortable with it. We have one member who comes out and does the walks with us. He's in a wheelchair, but he likes to go out there and come out there with us. And we make sure that whenever we put something together, most of the time, make sure that it's family friendly, pet friendly,
Okay.
wheelchair friendly, any way to help out. And we're always taking suggestions. So,
Well, that's why I asked, because I personally have mobility issues, and I love camaraderie. I love the feeling of belonging to a group, an organization, and participating and helping. And that's why I asked, because if we had any other veterans that might be watching this that are also disabled and maybe feel like, oh, well, I can't participate, so therefore it's not for me, I want them to know that that's not true.
You're right. That is not true, because a lot of the things that we've gotten in the past is like going, oh yeah, we've seen Team RWB or Red, White, and Blue, or some other people like to say Raymond W. Bliss. No, it's not that. Team RWB. Run, walk, bike. No, it's not that. Is Team Red, White, and Blue. Sometimes when they see us out there, they normally associate us with a running event. So
Right.
when the word gets out there, it's like they're just a running group. No, we're not another running group. We go out there and we do things, like I said, to help out others in whatever situation they may have or whatever the case may be. I can't run. No problem. We do walks. Well, I can't walk. Well, we can do functional fitness if you want to do activities. Well, I don't really want to do that much. Maybe you like to come for a coffee, just to sit down,
Right.
talk.
Exactly.
Or have a dinner, like break bread with other fellow veterans,
Yes.
dependents, civilians, whatever the case may be. We're not strictly just veterans, also dependents. They were there with you too. I mean, my wife traveled. We've hit 3-4 continents just as well. So they can join up too, as well as others who support organizations. We have people who never been in the military, but they support us. So
Right.
they're there as well.
Does your organization have like monthly meetings or anything like that?
We have a monthly leadership meeting where we go over lessons events that we did the previous month, lessons that we learned from it, so that we can focus on the following month and project a couple months out for certain events, so that we can bring it more towards the community and have it work for them. So as far as us as a whole, we have like I said, we have the other ones. We are having one on the 22nd of this month,
Okay.
where it's going to be at Urbano Coffee starting at 6:00 p.m. and it's a Meet the Leaders. So all the Team RWB Fort Huachuca Sierra Vista leaders will be out there at 6:00, and you can meet all them. And it's just come out there, have a coffee, socialize, ask us what we do. If you have any suggestions, again, as I always say on here, if you have any suggestions of what you would like to see or what you would like to do that maybe you have not seen us do,
Right.
put it on a Facebook page, message myself or Chris Scott, the chapter captain, and we will go ahead and work that. People who have come to me in the past, like, going, well, I'd like to see more yoga, or like, I'd like to do this, going, all right, I'll put it on the calendar. I'll make it happen. I'm not that difficult to work with.
Nope.
Unlike what popular belief is.
Well, I've been to Urbano's a couple times. I really love the homey, comfortable feeling that they have there. So I would encourage anybody watching this that maybe has not met you in person or hasn't met the leadership of Team Rwb, I would really encourage them to go to Urbano's, because they'll get two things out of it. Number one, they're going to get to meet a great organization and a great group of people, and they're going to get to support one of our local businesses.
Yes.
Which I feel is very important for our community.
Local business is very important.
Because that's the biggest thing that I love about Cochise County is our community, and the fact that when we have a tragedy or something bad happens, we all pull together. We're not so much divided by this big political thing like you see the big cities and stuff like that have. And I just...
Yeah, that's the other thing I do like about what you said earlier. Whenever something happens, everybody comes together. Not to touch on exactly what the events, but there were some in the past, and everybody came together over at Veterans Park, all supported and such. That's what I really love about this community. Like, no matter if you believe in this, or what are you thinking? But when something happens, we're all there as a whole.
I don't know about you, but I've never had anybody come up and ask me before they've helped me, what's your political beliefs, what's your religious beliefs, right? They look at you as, oh, this is a person in my community. I want to help them out.
Yeah. So, that's how it should be, like going, no, let me see the scorecard. No, you follow this, and you don't follow this one? No.
Yeah.
Talk to you later. No, it's not that. They like going, what do you need? Help me help you.
Well, in 2011, my wife and I, we lost our home in the Monument wildfire. And our community, I mean, the outpouring of support, first off, for the first responders and those that were fighting the fire was just amazing. They had so much bottled water and all this product, they didn't know what to do with it. They ended up sending it out to like Stan Greer, and they set up a warehouse. And the firefighters were going in and getting lip balm and lotions, and just all this stuff was pouring in from our community. And so then the first responders couldn't use it. So then they said, well, let's give it to the victims because they don't have anything. They've lost everything. So we went in there and we got like water and clothing and blankets. And it's just something that I will never forget. It really humbled me. It's so easy, Eric, to give, but it's so hard to receive.
Yeah.
I feel. You know.
Yeah, it's like I like to help out. People who know me like I like to help out if it's feasible, if it's possible. You know, like sometimes for Warrior Healing Center, one of the other events we'll do every other month. I mean, if I'm allowed to use the, what did you call it, studios? I call them
Rising Eagle Studios.
Rising Eagle
Kathy
Studios
told me.
Like even though it's a little cold in here, I don't know who paid the electric bill or anything. But we'll do a service ruck, and we'll get the group together and like going, hey, they're looking for non-perishables. They're looking for something specific. So if you could bring this, and then to add it into what we do, we're going to start at this one point, and then we're going to ruck it, or sometimes when people have red wagoned it, we'll bring it over here, drop it off, you know. So we're helping veterans and their families, and we're also getting something out of it. So it's double.
Tell us a little bit about this event that's coming up on Sunday for the Frisbee thing.
On Sunday, one person in the community, I'm going to mess your name up again because I'm very good at that. Johnny Leffman. If I messed your name up, I am sorry. We're going to have that discussion Sunday, and we're going to be able to fix my pronunciation of your name. Believe me, I understand with a last name like Zaiba, Zebu. I don't know. But he came to us and asked, hey, I'd like to put on this disc golf event, and with the proceeds going to help out Team Rwb for Huachuca Sierra Vista.
Okay.
So we said, no problem. He's been putting everything together. It's It has 3 divisions: an active, a novice, and a veteran division.
Oh, okay.
So they got a lot of veterans in there. And so just be going like off every 15 or 30 minutes, couples events. Um, and it's going to be a good time. He's getting some specially limited edition type discs made. Some are going to be for raffle,
Oh, wow.
or you could purchase, and those proceeds minus for cost or whatever to make them and such are also going to go to Team RWB. So,
what is the cost of the event to enter?
Well, the time to enter is passed. It was January 2nd.
Oh, it was
the cutoff.
Okay.
So it was $25 per person, not per couple.
Okay.
So, but you could still come out there because the raffle and such is for anyone.
Okay.
So you could come out there and it'll be a couple bucks for a ticket or whatever the case is. I'm not sure.
Right.
Then you just come out there and watch to have a good time. I mean, I've held a couple of events out there in the past. Had some people. We had a good time. People didn't know about it. Going, we have a disc golf course. Going, yes, off of 7th and Golf Links, we have a disc golf course. It can become a sticky situation at times if those who have done disc golf in the Great Desert area. But it's a good course.
And it's located at A.V. Anderson Park, which is, I had to ask you because I knew the name, but I didn't know where it was located. It's on 7th Street, South 7th Street by the power.
Right.
Thing.
Just if you're heading south down 7th, you're gonna see the disc golf course on your left, then that little power station, and then Golf Links.
So it'll be you'll hit like Busby, and then
right.
Power station, and yeah. And where do you turn in to go into the park? Is it right there at that power station?
Yes, right there.
Where that substation is?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So there's little parking areas. I don't know how little. I'm comparing it to one of the grocery parking lots.
Yeah.
Which, in another way, why do you guys treat that like the Indy 500? I mean, serious. I mean, if I wanted to do Mario Kart, I would have bought the game. Come on, guys. I mean, the lines are kind of there for a reason, not a suggestion. I mean, but I digress.
And if anybody wants any information on Team RWB, how can they get that? Is there a phone number, a website?
There's a couple places. One, if you have a Facebook page, you could search Team RWB Fort Huachuca Sierra Vista, and you could pull up our Facebook page, or you could go to teamrwb.org, and you can sign up through there, and you'll be able to get that to us. We also have an app on Apple and Android. Just search for the Team RWB app, and when you do, you'll go be able to plug in the information, and that's not it. And you'll be able to,
if you can see that,
you'll be able to pull up whatever events that we have going on for the month, not only in our area, but we also have Team RWB Tucson, Team RWB Phoenix, Team RWB Yuma, some in Prescott, and then there's just Team RWB Arizona, which like remote satellite chapters and such that doesn't exactly are not big enough to fall under chapter banner.
So out of all of your other abilities, you're also psychic, because this whole interview, you've just been in my head beating me before I could ask you the questions.
I try to study people so I know what to expect before they say it.
Oh.
Miss Cleo taught me so much.
So at Team RWB then is statewide. Is it national too?
It is a national organization.
Wow.
So one thing that we're doing, have you ever heard of the Baton Death March?
I have, actually.
Have you heard of their annual event that they have at White Sands, New Mexico?
I have not.
They have an annual event at White Sands, New Mexico, where they do the Baton Death March. It's usually in March. They just started to bring that back due to COVID restrictions and such. Mm-hmm. But because of that, when they weren't able to, they created virtual events. So it's like you can do 60 miles and just record it. It's like virtually, like they have virtual runs or anything else of that nature, since we've become more virtual Zoom meetings and such as of late. Yeah. We, as Team RWB, Team RWB Tucson, actually Patrick Mate is taking the lead on this out of Tucson.
Okay.
We're doing a Team RWB virtual Baton. And we've got the location already together, so it's already pushed. I have to supply that information. Anybody could sign up for that, and it's just you walk. I think the course is you walk out there for half 26.2, 13.1 miles and come back 13.1. You can either walk, you could do a ruck. They also out of the ones out of White Sands, New Mexico, they have like different groupings.
Okay.
If it's like if you're doing a light, if you're just regular walking or whatever, or if you're doing a heavy with a ruck. So we're trying to do the same thing. Then they're also doing 14, the honorary 14. I want to say 0.4. So if you don't want to do the full marathon, you could just do like half or however many you can do.
Okay.
So, and it's all going towards Team RWB and also helping with other veterans within the organization and such.
And for those of you that don't know, Eric does come in. What is it, like every Friday or every other Friday, and you'll do.
I've been trying to come in every Friday to do Team RWB weekly reports, just to let everyone know what we're doing, how we're doing it. If anybody would like to come along and join in on the festivities.
And what time do you do your videos about, so they can be on the lookout for it?
Usually I'll try to come in. The last couple weeks have been pretty good because I've been off, and plus with telework. Trying to come in between 10 and 11.
Okay.
So I'll be in here after this.
And then you're just going to hang out and have some soup.
That's right. And today, and I'm trying to figure out what the surprise is going to be, but I don't think that psychic
no, you
clairvoyance
can't
is
pull it up,
today.
Huh? Yeah, because I asked Kathy, I go, what is the soup of the day today? And she says it's a surprise. So I don't know if that's the name of the soup or surprise. So
we've had a lot of surprises. Anybody who's in the military who've gone through kitchens or even the dining facilities, the DFACs, going, what do you got? Hell no.
So this fell on the floor. I think this will look good to go into the soup today. So we'll throw that in there and
just choke it down. You'll like it. Now get back out there.
Maybe find some roadkill since it is Arizona, right? You can always find roadkill on the road.
Always carry a fork, kids.
Yeah.
Always carry a fork.
Well, Eric, thank you so much for joining us today. I really appreciate it.
Always a pleasure.
And I really enjoyed the interview with you, and I really enjoy watching your videos because, again, you do bring a I can't even find the right words, doggone it.
But uniqueness.
You have a uniqueness and a good spirit, a good vibe, So I got a few events here I want to read real quick if you can hang out for just a couple minutes.
Sure.
Just to let everybody know what's going on here at the Warrior Healing Center. I would like to remind everybody today, starting at 11 o'clock, we're going to be having the Hot Soup Friday, and today's soup is a surprise. I also want to remind you that on Sunday, January 16th, Team RWB is going to have their disc golf course at A.V. Anderson Park, and that starts at 0800.
Come on out and get a chance to win a limited edition disc golf.
That's right.
Or if you don't want to try that, you could always purchase one. We will have extra.
There you go. And I understand that Frisbee golf is actually quite fun.
It is. It's not that strenuous. Anybody can come out there, you know. We've had different people, tall, short, big, small, skin, whoever you are. Come out there and have a good time.
Yeah. On Saturday, starting at 10 o'clock, the Velo Vets Sierra Vista is going to be doing their group ride at the Pueblo del Sol Country Club parking lot. Also on Saturday, starting at 0930, we've got the Warrior Experience. I don't know what that is. I'll have to ask Kathy about that, but it sounds interesting. It starts, again, at 0930 on Saturday at the Warrior Healing Center Recreation Room. Also on Saturday, starting at 1800 hours, there's going to be another movie night. Tonight's movie is The Jungle Cruise starring The Rock. I haven't seen it yet. So come in. watch this really good movie, have some camaraderie with other veterans. Believe popcorn will be provided, maybe drinks. So just all it costs you to come in is your time. That's it. And again, that starts at 1800 hours tomorrow. There's going to be it is. On Monday, January 17th is Martin Luther King holiday. Not going to be. That day they are doing AARP training, tax training, at the Warrior Healing Center main conference room starting at 0830. Don't forget, every Monday they're going to be having the Marine Corps League breakfast at the Landmark Cafe where Marines meet for coffee and they tell old war stories. If you want more information on the Marine Corps breakfast, call 520-456-5720. And we're going to have the Fellow Vets Sierra Vista board meeting on Tuesday, starting at 1500 hours, going to 1600 hours. That's also at the Warrior Healing Center's main conference room. And last but not least, I want to talk about Bagels and Brew. That's coming up this coming Thursday, January 20th, starting at 0900. If you have not been to a Bagels and Brew here at the Warrior Healing Center, I really encourage you to come because you meet some really cool vets. You know, the veterans that attend these, they're coming in, they're looking for camaraderie. They don't wear their rank on their shoulders. They don't look down on you or anything like that. It's just very accepting. It's a really good vibe. Mm-hmm. And so I really encourage anybody that can make it. And you get free food and coffee. You know what? Everything is free around this place. That's what's so good about the Warrior Healing Center.
I have one caveat.
Go ahead, please.
Also for Team Rwb, we are doing what is known as the Taji 100.
Ooh.
It's amazing how I've wore this shirt the entire time and now it clicks in. But we're doing a Taji 100. It all started back in Taji, Iraq, back in 2010. And it has been a fundraiser ever since for Team Rwb, more on a national scale. So before it was in the month of February, you get 100 miles in by either walking, running, rucking, hiking, anything that degree, treadmill or whatnot.
Okay.
Now they've opened the field to, you can either do 100 miles of walking, you could do, if I'm not mistaken, 200 miles of biking, or you could do 25 miles of swimming. Whatever you start with is how you have to go the entire, you just can't go, I'm going to walk first, no, I'm going to do this. So you do that. People, you can either join one of two ways. Join one where it'll cost a little bit of change, but you'll get this shirt, you'll get a medal, you'll get a bib for like a running bib,
okay,
and a couple other things, including a rubber wrist bracelet with Team Rwb emblem and such on there. That'll cost a little bit, but all that is going to benefit Team Rwb. Or you could join up for free. There is that option. I just want to join. Or if you don't even want to do that, you could still like pledge a couple bucks if you want to. We have that. We have that link. I'm going to talk about it later on when I give the broadcast.
Okay, great.
So stay tuned.
Does the money that you raise stay here locally, or is it dispersed throughout the state?
For the golf, it's going to be locally.
Okay.
For this, it's going to be nationally.
Nationally?
Yes.
Okay. And on that 200 miles biking, we got to get Velo Vets in there. They do a lot of biking.
I think Stu should know about this.
Yeah, Stu should know about it.
Because that's how we're going to be doing some of our events in February, to focus on working towards Taji 100. So with Velo Vets, they could do the 200, join up, and log those in. Because I've been on one of those. He gets some miles in.
Yeah, so it's a good idea. All right. Well, Eric, again, thank you so much for joining us.
I appreciate it. Thank
Everybody,
you.
Thanks for joining us today. Appreciate it. Have a great day. And don't forget to come in and have some soup here at the Warrior Healing Center starting at 11 o'clock today. Take care.
The killer Z's.
It's the killer Z's instead of the killer bees. Take care, everybody.